we go. We have our analogue. This one is made out of pewter. Carved it in chalk, cast it in pewter, and then did more detail after the event. So here we go. Right. Casting sand. We have this is deft clay. Deft clay is something you can buy from a lot of different stores. Cookson's is where we tend to get ours. Cookson's Gold. And basically what you're doing is you're putting the casting sand into a retaining ring. And I've picked the wrong ring. That's the one for the bottom. That's the one we're after. So there we go. So we're packing our sand into there. And you want it to be higher than the top of the ring. Now, because we're going to be casting in silver, this is old casting sand we're using here. We don't want the old casting sand in contact with the silver at all, because there may be contaminants in it. It's very unlikely, but we still don't want to take any sort of risks with any contaminants in our silver. Bronze, it doesn't matter. So we're using new casting sand for that last bit. We then get our knife and we cut that flat. Da, da, da. It's now flat. Now, fresh chalk. Keep your fresh chalk away from your casting sand. Only want it on there. Now the reason you're using powdered French chalk is because when we put the bit on the top, we don't want it sticking to the bit on the bottom. So that's why we use chalk. Do the same with the analogue, because you don't want it sticking to your analogue. Nothing worse than casting sand stuck to your analogue. Right. Now we've got two sets of rings. That's actually the top for this particular one. So on the back of here you have, oh, it's got a little peg in it, that's why it's not falling out. Got little marks on the back. Line your marks up on the back so they're dead straight. Then you're using your new casting sand and you just put that on top of your analogue. Make sure it's covered so none of the old stuff will touch the silver when it's cast. So a bit more of the old stuff in there. Whack it down, give them a good, thoroughly good beating. And you keep filling that until you're happy it's secure. Normally you go to the top, but when it comes to the casting, we're going to use a vacuum, and the least amount of sand that you can have there, the better, because it means that the air through the vacuum will pull quite nicely. It'll pull nicer through thinner layer of sand than it will through thicker. Makes sense. So then you take that part off there, and there you go. That is your pattern. That's the pattern. This particular one is a pentagram. You take your analogue out. Don't forget to take your analogue out. I've done it before and I filled it up and gone, that's not taking much silver. No, it's not taking much silver because I left the analogue in. Yeah, only did it once. You don't tend to do things like that twice because it's very annoying. And so what you're doing now is you're putting a hole through in the centre of the back. You'll clean that up after the event once you've got your casting sorted out. So then you just get rid of any other bits that you don't want, any loose bits. And what I tend to do is just give it a little bit of a push to make sure that it's not going to give you a horrible finish on your back. Then you put it back together again. So that lines up with that. And we are good to cast. Right, we're moving on to the actual melting of the silver. So we'll do that now. And we're off again. Right, okie dokie. Right, so we'll turn our light on. What does our light do? It's good. That looks looking alright. Okay, crucible. We have a crucible. Into our crucible we put our silver. Now the silver that we're using in this particular case is reclaimed, so all of this is guaranteed to be 925 sterling silver. It's hallmarked, and we know because the person from whom I get the silver is incredibly reliable. There are certain sort of generic bracelets you can get from the town, and they are not necessarily good to go in. I've snipped that off. It's a little clip on a bracelet, and these little clips, they're all well and good, but inside I'm not confident about the material. If I'm not confident about anything, it doesn't go in. Because ultimately, there's two things. If it goes to the assay office in Birmingham and they find that it's not 925 silver, they destroy it for me and then they send me back a pile of rubbish. So we don't want that happening, so we make sure that it's all good. Other thing too is that some 7.78 stuff, which is just got 925 printed on it, again has to be good, even though by law it doesn't need to be assayed, and go to the assay office to be hallmarked. It's got to be right. It's no good sort of going, oh well, it's okay, it's not been hallmarked, so we can get away with that. We get away with nothing. It's right or it's not right. So there we go, we've got it in our little forge. Our little forge is made of fire bricks and a little construction that I welded up. And we need to turn the gas on, although that's outside. So I'm just going to pause the video while I turn our gas on. Right, so the gas is on, the torch has been burning for a little while. I've had a little bit of a play with the lighting as well, just to show up a little bit better of what we're trying to do. Okay. So we've got an extractor going on, that's pulling out any fumes that we don't want to be breathing in. Nothing particularly harmful, it's just a nicer environment if you keep it clean. Right, now, this is our extractor. It is quite literally a pump for blowing up air mattresses, but we got it in reverse, so it's actually sucking rather than blowing. This is a jar. This hole goes down into the jar, and so it's sucking air out of the jar, and in the top we have a hole which just happens to be the same size as our casting box. So there we go, that goes into there, that attaches to there, and that's actually ready to go. Okay, how's our silver doing? We'll take our tops, we've got to be a bit careful because this is getting hot now. And we are doing alright, we're doing alright. So, take a pinch, borax, it's a flux. It doesn't stay in the silver, it just cleans the silver up, any surface muck just gets cleaned up and the whole thing gets quite smooth. So, now, we're ready for pouring. I'm going to get my gloves. So, first things first, going to get noisy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out of the furnace and tip it straight in to the mould. But the vacuum does create a bit of noise. So here we go. We've got a little bit of fire. Do every single time. Little block, you put your little block on top, and it stops it from burning. A little bit of smoke gets pulled up into the extractor. Everything's fine. Right, we'll move our vacuum. This isn't always a guarantee this comes out, you know. Mostly, but not necessarily every time. We have a winner. So give them a tap. Grab them with the tongs. Don't grab them with your fingers. I know it sounds like a silly thing, and why would anybody do it? I've done it. Yeah. You seem to have a blind spot for hot metal, me. Right, and so we go and quench it. The bucket water behind you. And there you go. Now the only thing that's left in there, the dark bit, that's just burnt sand. And that, when we clean that all off, we'll leave. We'll give them a proper clean up in a minute. Now the sand that the hot metal's been in contact with is gone. It's no good now. So what we do is we remove that, and the rest of that sand now is ready for reusing as second-hand sand. The kind of sand that doesn't come in contact with your silver at all, but just molds up the mould. So there we go. Right, we'll move over to the clean-up station. Hold that thought. And here we go again. Right, see there's your muck. Let me see if we can just improve that light a bit. There we go. Okay, so we've cleaned out that. A lot of the texture that we wanted is already there because it's on the analogue itself. So we've got our texture. So that's okay, the internal texture. So we need to now remove the spur. Now, somewhere here we have a vice, there we go. So we stick our vice on our bench. We stick our silver thing we nail it down. Underneath is a catcher for all the silver that comes off. We can't reuse it. Well, we can reuse it, but we never use it for anything that the walking Viking sells, because it could have a problem with contamination. So we do collect the silver, it can then be sent away, and they'll pay a few sweepings. They clean it up, they get it up to scratch, and then they can resell that. So we still want to collect the silver because we don't want it to be thrown away. Right, we need a new blade. So here we go. Undo, undo. And this is a piercing saw. Piercing saw, a little bit like the coping saw, only smaller. And the blade in this goes backwards to every other saw that you might see, apart from maybe the Japanese ones, because this cuts on the pull, and that's just the way it works. It's a lot easier that way, it works better, you can see what you're doing, all sorts of reasons, while you put it in, so it cuts on the pull. So we've got a new blade in. And we're making progress. Loose. Give it a tap of it. There we go. As you get to the end of the cut, you can hear this noise changing, and you know you're nearly there. And there you go. Now, we don't actually need this vise anymore, so we'll pop that back underneath there. And we have Dremel on a stick. So we've got all kinds of bits hanging up to the left of me and above the camera. And this particular one is an abrasive drum. All we're doing is it will throw it this way, but then it will sort of bounce off the tunic and end up on the catcher below, so that's alright. And all we're doing is bit by bit we're taking the back off that. Now it gets hot, so we have got a little pot of water, slightly out of view, but trust me, we got a pot of water while we're alive. Right, okie dokie. There we go again. Cool them down. Dry them off a bit. It's not massively important that it's dry. These